Hey, what's up everyone? It is Mr.PvE here, and I am here doing a video a little bit different than what I'm used to, but this is a build video on my Lone Star. This is a PvE build. You can move some of the talents around to get this to work for PvP, but since I am a PvE player, this is what I use. Now, I'm going to run through this section right here, and I'm going to go all the way to the top to the elevator, and then at the top of the elevator I'll show you guys what I am using, what's on my guns. If there's certain things that I feel I can't show you on here, I will go to the base of operations and show you there. Another thing also is that in the state of the game today in the morning, they announced that the blackout was going to be extended by 7 days. So if you guys don't know, there's some information for you. I'm going to try to have this video up by tonight. So yeah, let's get into it. This is my Lone Star build for PvE. This build is a good build to have. I know they don't have it right now, but if you guys have it, this is a good way to set it up. If you guys don't have it, this is a good reason to get it. As you can see, the pulse complements the build. Without it, you can still melt them. It's not doing it as fast, just because of the way that the build is set up, which I'll go more into that. But that's the reason why I have the pulse and then my box. You could also run overdose or something like that on here if you wanted. I know that I've had DJ who plays with me, and he comes out a lot on the channel. I've had him on here play with this build and take it into the dark zone, and he was just crushing people, even though it's not meant for dark zone. He was dominating them just because he's a dark zone player and he knows how to move. Which, by the way, he also made a new profile, so now he is called the Almighty One, but everybody in the group is still calling him DJ. So if you guys see me playing with someone named the Almighty One, that is DJ Pipzilla. It's just his new profile, which doesn't have his strong builds like we've seen before, but his builds are still pretty solid. But yeah, I thought I would tell you guys that also, because you might not see the DJ profile that much anymore. He didn't get banned or anything like that. He still has the account. It's just that he was trying to challenge himself, because the game, like myself, was getting a little stale, and I started playing other games and stuff like that. So what he did was he was like, I'm just gonna start from the beginning, like start fresh. So that's literally what he did. And why I can't hit my tank limit? I hit it like 4 times right there, and it never gave it to me till now. It's like still laggy or something. I don't know. But yeah, when they were all down on their knee, I hit the tack link and it didn't give it to me. I don't know what's going on. That's neither here nor there. That's not part of the build that has to do with the servers and stuff like that. Either way, so the MG5s just hit so hard compared to everything else.
Agent, the hostage is being held on the roof. You need to clear it out.
And I know that you get a bonus for having assault rifle, not assault rifles, like machine guns or shotguns. I'm probably gonna die here because I didn't place my box down earlier. yeah, so you guys can kind of see the output, the damage output this thing does. It's an all-around good build and has really no weaknesses in it other than the operator. Like I said, DJ has gone on this build and he has just dominated the the dark zone. He went in the dark zone, and I believe he took on 6 people with this build, and he just crushed them all quick. But it has to do with your movements, and I'm not a PvP player by any means. As you see, I don't even move a whole lot in here just because I'm normally a reclaimer and my job is to stay back and heal. So I'm not used to pushing like this, but I just, from time to time it's better to switch up builds and try different things out and just have fun in general. So I did this build, and I'm gonna be doing a few other builds that I have that are really good also, and they're different from what you see that's out there, and some tricks that you guys can do to have better weapons, even though you guys heavily spec into either skill or stamina or whatever you guys decide to spec into. There's a trick to actually still have good guns and be heavily spec into one or two. Get up there, but yeah.
Loud here.
Well, yeah, as you can see, I hit my tac link, and if you look at my tac link right now, it's about halfway back. That's another reason why this build is really good. Alright, so you know what? Let me just go to the base, and I can just show you guys there instead of trying to show you guys everything up here. Alright, guys, we're here at the base. So first, we're gonna start off with the skills. So I have my pulse. And if you look at my pulse, I like running this one. Besides the other ones that people use, this one, it all depends on the person. But I like using this one right here because when you're doing stuff, it helps you find the boxes and everything that's out there. It also has the longest reach out of all of them. This one's 80, and the rest of them are only 60. It also comes back faster. This one takes 20. These all other ones take 26, 29. And if you look at the critical hit chance and the critical damage, it's 34 and 26. This one is 30 and 22. And this one is 30 and 29. So I don't really feel that that it makes that much more to put it on here. And on some of the other builds I have, I'll show you where you can get this to actually be better than this one, depending on how you move stuff. But that's on another video. I'll show you guys another build I have on my reclaimer. That's also a very good build. It's probably the best that I've seen out. So that's what I have on this one right here. The box is just you can run any box you want. It's entirely up to you. For a while I was running this one, not because I needed ammo, but because it was allowing my pulse to come back quicker. But I mean, it's quick enough, and because of the talents that I have, you could extend the length of the way you have stuff. This is the most important part of this build in particular, because by having tech support, you're able to, if you put your box down, as long as you're getting kills, which you see how fast you can do damage and break kills, as long as you're getting kills, your box stays active. Your box won't go away. I've done it where we've been playing and it's my squad and we're playing with this build, and I've kept the box alive the whole time while we were doing waves. Never had to put another box down. The only time that it'll go down is if the enemy shoots it down. So I have this. I have one is none, because I try to go for those headshots. I just try, especially when you're in Berserker, because you just extend the length of the Berserker. And I have the pulse, just for when my pulse is down, I can still shoot them. They'll still get pulse. I'll still get the effect. And then the movement. These are the ones that I have on there. All this stuff doesn't matter. So then you go back in here, and it's twin MG5s. They are identical. I actually got lucky, and on one of the Fridays when everything got reset, these were for sale at the special vendor downstairs, and I picked myself up too. So all I did was roll the very first one, but this is what you want to have. These are the talents that you want to have for PvE. This is what's going to allow you to hit just as hard as those other Lone Star builds without being heavily spec'd into firearms. Those other builds go pretty heavy into firearms, and I don't. If you look at mine, I'm pretty even. It's 5,400 firearms, 4,000 stamina, and then 6,000 electronics, which puts me a little bit more into like an electronic build, but that's what I have. That's the reason why you can melt them down so fast, and that 7.5% cooldown is what allows you to get your skills back faster and able to keep using them, and also allows you to get your master skill, your recovery link, tack link, whatever it is you choose to use. You can get that back a lot faster because of that skill right there. So those are the ones I use. The handgun is not really, doesn't really matter what you use on here, but if you really wanted to cool down your skills faster, you could also do this right here. It's something that's being used a lot right now. It's cool headed. Every time you get a headshot, it gives you 5% cooldown on your skills. That will also help you cool down your skills very, very, very fast. The reason why it says that it's unsafe is because I changed my box around. I was running the immunization box, and I changed it to the other box. Yeah guys, and the pulse is what makes that build that much stronger. If you guys notice, when I was shooting those guys, when I'm pulsed, I do a lot damage a lot faster, and it has to do with the critical hit chance and the critical damage. I mean, you're using light machine guns that already do a good amount of damage, and the thing with them is that damage to targets out of cover, and then you're adding the pulse on top of that, which these guns typically don't really do crit hits that often. So when you have a character that could actually do a good amount of crit hits, because you have 12 plus the I believe it's like 30 something that I'm doing on top of that, that's what really helps it with the damage and all the perks, all the talents that it has for PvE. So if you go here, you see my build. It's skill powered, and then damage to elites, which helps in PvE also. And then this one is skill haste, and then you got the exotic damage resistance, and then the ammo capacity, which you do not need to do on this build, because this build carries so much freaking bullets with it as it is, because of the extra 100% bullets that you can carry. This is the same thing. Skill, electronics, ammo, and then you go here and I have stamina, and then my LMG, and then I have 17% critical hit damage, and then 6% critical hit chance, which brings up the chance, which you need that. And remember guys, you want to do critical hit chance more than critical hit damage, because if you don't have the chance to hit them for the amount of damage you're putting, it's not worth it. So then this one right here also, it's electronics. These are not fully optimized. As you can see, I can still go higher with my firearms, and I can still go higher with my stamina, but I do have skill haste on this one, and then on this one I have firearms and my skill power, and then the rest of them are just like damage to elites, which is important also. I have it on here again. And so in case you guys didn't notice, I have one for firearms, and then I have one for I believe it's the next one, and one for stamina, and then the rest of them are all electronics. And then this one right here is the reason why I don't put any more for firearms or any more for electronics, because when you fully optimize this will give you that third extra. So technically it'll be two rolled into firearms and two rolled into stamina, and then it'll have the rest rolled into electronics with the skill haste, allowing you to get stuff faster. And then let me show you the mods that I'm using on here. I have the firearms with skill haste, so that I can get my stuff back fast. Let me show you my skill haste, or I'll just run through it all the way down so you can see it in case you want to pause it, in case you have any questions. If you look at my gear score, it's a 287, and if you look at the little symbol that tells you what you're going more into, it shows you that I'm pretty much balanced. I'm a little bit heavy on the electronics, but it's a pretty much balanced build. And so here you go. There's my my damage, my headshots. So I don't. It's nothing crazy. It's just literally the guns with those mods on it. The reason why you can do so much damage. So there's my skill haste, and this skill haste with the that talent, the tech support, um, they just work really good together. And then the talent on the gun also just helps it also. So yeah, guys. So there you go. And like I said, this is just firearms with skill haste, firearms with skill haste, firearms with skill haste, and then I have the pulse, the 2% pulse crit hit chance. Same thing here. Same thing here. I have two of those, the crit hit chance, and then I have another firearms with skill haste. So that's all I'm running on these. These are the talents that I have on there, which is the reason why the chance is so much higher than the damage. And if you're one of those people that likes using this, it's pretty good because if you see that it's actually higher than the damage you put out, which is what you want. You want to have a higher chance of hitting, so that when you do hit, the whatever amount of damage you have, you're actually putting out. But if you have the damage set super high and your chance really low, yeah, when you hit them, you'll hit them hard. But how often are you gonna hit them like that? So it just doesn't really make sense to have your damage too overly high compared to your chance. I've been testing this build for a good while. I just figured I would put it out there so that if anybody hasn't seen a build like this before, they can try this build, because I know that with this build a lot of times people have issues with survivability because they just can't stay alive that long. This build already hits hard, like I said, and if you were in a PvP player, you could change these talents to something that'll hit hard for PvP. And what you can do is, instead of running the pulse, because you'll be able to hit harder, you wouldn't need the pulse's help. So therefore, instead of the pulse, you can give yourself something like a booster shot, or booster shot, overdose, any one of those, and the box, and you will bring your survivability even higher. And if you know how to move and jump around and sway and go in and out, take cover, all that stuff that good PvP players tend to know how to do, this build will be more than enough. The only downside to this build would be operator. If the operator doesn't know how to use it, it would hurt you. If you saw in the videos where I got myself into a pickle right there and almost died, that's all me. That has nothing to do with the build. The build kept me from dying from my own dumb mistakes on that. So yeah, guys, once again, this is Mr.PvE. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the build, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. But as always, if you guys give it a thumbs down, please tell me why you gave it a thumbs down. It's the only way that I'm going to learn to improve and to make better content for you guys, the viewers. I thank you and I appreciate you. And subscribe if you haven't, and give me a thumbs up if you like the video.